What's up, Ragin Nation? How y'all doing? This is Alex. You watching the Ragin Nation Show Transformers 4 edition. This is just a web series where we talk about all the things that matter to me for the production of the fourth installment of the live-action Transformers film franchise directed by Michael Bay. This is update number 32, and I am back. It's been 3 weeks since I made one of these videos. I had some important family matters to attend to, but now I'm back. A lot has been going on, but the first thing we got to cover is some human casting news. That's right, we got to talk about humans in a robot movie. Let's just get this out of the way. We got Chinese actor Han Gang, who's been casted as one of the Chinese actors, one of the main roles in Transformers 4, and apparently he's big in Asia. I've never heard of him. Next we got Titus Welliver, and I've seen him in The Town and Argo, but other than that, I've never seen him in anything else. He's a pretty solid actor, so I'm glad to have him as part of the cast in Transformers 4, and also Mark Wahlberg's kids. He's got 4 kids, and all 4 of them are going to be in Transformers 4. It's kind of like how George Lucas puts his kids in the Star Wars prequels, so that's pretty cool that Michael Bay is allowing this to happen, because, you know, if I was a kid and I knew my dad was going to be in Transformers 4, I'd want to be a part of it too. So really exciting stuff for his kids. So moving on, let's talk about what has been going on in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Typically, we would be seeing lots of reports because they're filming on location. That's something that Michael Bay loves to do. He likes to film on location and shoots things real. He doesn't like to do a whole lot of green screen work, and I was thinking that the production might be absent from the public, you know, and spy photos and you know, cell phone videos because they were shooting in a green screen or a sound stage, but that's not something that Michael Bay likes to do. So the other reason why they have been absent was, first of all, the production was put to a halt due to account of crappy weather. It was delayed for 3 or 4 days, but afterwards, when that was over with, they were actually shooting on the M52 in Michigan. That would be a long stretch of highway. And why do we have a long stretch of highway? You guessed right, Chase from Hell. That is what they're calling this movie, a chase from hell. And it's hard to get photos and videos of a highway chase because once the cars zip by, it's over. And then following after the filming at the M52, they were filming at the decommissioned ferry ships at the River Rouge in Michigan. It involved filming on the SS Columbia and the SS St. Clair, and there were explosions. And if you look closely on this photo, they're actually humans on top of the ships. There were explosions, and it looks like possibly a Decepticon could be attacking them. So that's pretty cool stuff, that there's going to be battle that's taking place on not just land and air, but on the seas. Moving on, I want to show you this photo of what appears to be a Decepticon drone ship, and also this kind of like a probe with a Gatling gun. Now these photos remind me of the Decepticon drone ships that were used in Transformers Dark of the Moon, but it looks very different. They're probably going to use completely different models for this, but one of the main reasons why this is significant is the only reason why you'd want to have practical props, or rather life-size replicas of CG models, is because humans are going to be interacting with them in real life. That is pretty interesting. Currently, they are filming in Detroit on a set that appears to be China, and it is in fact China, not Hong Kong. There are a lot of websites and reports that are stating that they are filming in Hong Kong. Believe me, I've been to Hong Kong and China, and that is not what Hong Kong looks like. It is in fact China. You know what it was? It was the taxis. It was the taxis. That was the dead giveaway. Dad giveaway. I knew that song was wrong when the taxis don't look like the ones in Hong Kong. Dad giveaway. Dad giveaway. Anyways, they've been shooting in the China set in Detroit since last Monday. And this kind of reminds me of the time when producer Lorenzo de Bonaventura mentioned that China is going to play a huge part in Transformers 4. In fact, the location of China is supposed to play kind of like a character. Now that's just a figure of speech. He only means that in a metaphorical way. Not exactly that China is a character, like it's not going to be Unicron or something like that. But he means that China plays a huge part in the movie and has to take place in China for that reason. Now they're not just shooting the China scenes in Detroit on the China set, but in October they will be moving the production on location in communist China. So that's going to be really interesting. And it's very curious to me to know what kind of scenes they're actually going to shoot there. Now with regards to this shooting in China, there's this really interesting scene where you have Bumblebee and Hound driving through this congested traffic. It makes me wonder on what exactly is going on and why is it only Bumblebee and Hound in this scene. In my opinion, I think that Bumblebee and Hound are on their own separate missions and the rest of the Autobots are on their separate missions. But in the end, it leads to one big mission, and I think that's really cool because it adds to a very unique story dynamic. Now, another thing that I find very interesting in this China set in Detroit is that if you take a close look here, you see this big open area where they're surrounded by structures. And I think that inside this area, there's going to be robots fighting. But what is most interesting is that there's not a single soldier in sight. There's no nest units, there's no infantry, and there's explosions going off, but you don't hear a single sound of automatic weapons fire. What that makes me believe is that they're just robots fighting in China with no military personnel involved. That is really cool. We need to see more robot fighting, not soldiers fighting robots. Now this has me wondering, if this is supposed to be a car chase from hell, as Michael Bay says, and producer Lorenzo de Bonaventura mentions that China plays a huge part in the Transformers 4 story, is the car chase from hell supposed to take place in the United States or China? Or possibly, does it take place first in the United States and then the main robot fighting is going to end in a climactic battle in China? As you already know, they already did a lot of filming on the M52, which is a long stretch of highway in Michigan, USA. So unless they change the freeway signs from English to Chinese, the car chase from hell is actually going to take place in the US. Also, another interesting thing was that spotted on set was Mark Wahlberg carrying this big Cybertronian sword. And we know it's Cybertronian because it's got these markings on it. Now, a lot of the fans have been speculating that it could be Star Saber. I mean, if they had to give it a name. Now, if you don't already know, Star Saber is a character from the Transformers Japanese cartoon series. So maybe this could be the significant artifact in Transformers 4. As you already remember, Transformers, the first movie, had the Allspark Cube. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, it was the Matrix of Leadership. And Transformers Dark of the Moon, it was the Pillars. Now let's get some speculation going. As you already know, they're filming in Detroit for some really big robot battle sequences. And during the process of filming, the actors have to interact with the robots, and one of the things that they have to do is put on their best performance for something that doesn't really exist. It's all put in later with CG. So what they do is that they put the cardboard cutouts of the faces of the Autobots and Decepticons on these long window washer poles, and they raise them as high as they can, and that's supposed to represent the height of the Transformer. And what the actors do is that they look up and they measure the eye line of where they're supposed to look. So the first Autobot, or the first Decepticon, we don't even know, but the first robot face has been revealed, and it is right here, and it looks like Santa Claus. The first Transformers that we've ever seen with a big beard was Leadfoot. Leadfoot, one of the wreckers in Transformers Dark of the Moon. This does not look like Leadfoot, but it could be Leadfoot. We don't know. But it's possible that Leadfoot could be getting an upgrade because Leadfoot was spotted on set. The other two weren't spotted on set. That would be Topspin and Roadbuster, but Leadfoot definitely was on set. We don't know if this is misinformation and just Michael Bay is putting Leadfoot in it, but the fact is that we see a bearded robot on set on a window washer pole. Now, who could this be? If it's not Leadfoot, then who could it be? We haven't seen many of the Decepticons, but there are a whole bunch of Autobots where this robot head could be. We know what the alt modes are, but we don't have the faces to put with those vehicles. Let me know in the comment section below who you think it is. I'll be completely honest, I'm completely neutral with the way it looks. I'm open-minded in the sense that I don't mind something different, but I'm not entirely crazy about how it looks. Now I'd like to end the news portion of this video with a rumor. As you already know, there's this huge rumor about Dinobots being in Transformers 4. It's something that the fans really want, and Michael Bay was very reluctant in putting Dinobots in the sequels, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers Dark of the Moon, because he felt that they're kind of dumb. But maybe he's kind of, you know, he's kind of caving in, and he's gonna go with what the fans want. And there's more stuff leading up to this rumor possibly being true and possibly being confirmed. There's no confirmation of it yet, but in an interview with Greg Berger, he mentioned that if he was going to be in Transformers 4, he's going to do the character of Grimlock Justice. Now that is neither a confirmation or a denial. It is just the fact that if he was in it, he will do the character justice. You'll see. Now another thing that could lead to Dinobots possibly being in Transformers 4 is that in an interview, the interviewer asked Mark Wahlberg, are Dinobots going to be in the movie? And he responded with something along the lines of, now you know I can't talk about that. What do you want to do, get me fired? Now what does that really mean? Does he mean that he can't talk about anything about it just because he just can't say anything? Or he doesn't want to confirm that they're in it because, well, Michael Bay told him that Dinobots are in this movie, don't say anything about it. Or are there really no Dinobots at all, and he's in no position to deny that or confirm it? You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to lean more towards a yes. Dinobots are going to be in Transformers 4. So you heard it from me. This is not a confirmation, but me, Alex Yu, from the Ragin Nation, I'm going to say that yes, Dinobots are in it. What do you guys think about this? Now, the original Dinobot story was that Optimus Prime was going to ride into battle on Grimlock, riding on Grimlock, and Bumblebee was going to be riding on Swoop, and they're going to swoop into battle in Hong Kong. What do you guys think about that? Sounds a little crazy to me, but you know that Michael Bay can pull something like that off. So now we already know that filming is going on in Detroit. In fact, a lot of exciting stuff is going down in Detroit right now as we speak. And I don't know when they're going to end filming, but it's possible that they're going to be ending their filming around like maybe August 16th or 17th. I'm not really sure. But the fact is that they're going to be continuing the production in Chicago from August 18th to September 27th. Now, I'm not sure if Chicago is going to be Chicago, but apparently it's not. Okay, that's what they've said at least. And some of the filming will take place in the former U.S. Steel site, but also I think that they're going to be doing some of the filming of Hong Kong in Chicago because they were auditioning for Chinese roles for the Hong Kong scenes. So they might be doing what they're doing with China in Detroit in Chicago for Hong Kong. That's highly possible. So if you're in the Chicago area, August 18th to September 27th, a lot of crazy stuff is going to go down. Definitely a lot of car chasing and explosions and a lot of military gunfire. So be sure to be there for that. And if you got a camera phone or like a camera, just take photos and video because it's going to be really, really exciting stuff. So that just about ends update number 32 of the Ragin Nation Show Transformers 4 edition. We got some interaction with the Ragin Nation. I want to answer some questions for you guys. 2 questions, in fact. And the first question is from Mega Mac. Hey Alex, I've been asking this for a long time, but no one has answered me. Is that Bugatti confirmed to be drift? I've been researching but have not found anything. Personally, I think it's Blur because the Bugatti Veyron SS is the fastest street legal car and Blur is known to be kind of fast. So what do you think? I don't think it's Blur. I think it is drift, but they haven't confirmed it to be drift. But I'm not going to confirm that it's going to be drift until they do so. Alright? I'm just waiting for some official information. The next question is from the Hack Guy 237 and he says, hey Alex, do you think there will be any female Transformers in Transformers 4? Please respond, thanks. Thank you for your question. I do not believe at all there will be any female Transformers because they put RC and the RC triplets in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. They killed them off, and not only that, they originally wanted to put RC in Transformers 1, but they couldn't find a way to fit her in, thus meaning that they just threw in RC as Autobot fodder. It means that she's gonna get killed. They needed someone to die, and they needed just some kind of insignificant Autobot infantry. Okay, ones that provided some sort of cover in the battle, but what is gonna happen to them is that they're gonna get killed off. There you have it. That's why I don't believe there's gonna be any female characters in Transformers 4. Now let's get on to your favorite part of the video, and that is showing off the collections. And the first collection is from Edwin. Thank you for showing this to me. This is so cool. You have them all lined up. In the back you have leader class lineup. In the middle you have Voyager classes. And in the front of that you have Deluxes. And then after that it's Cyberverses and Legends. I love the way you organize this. Thank you for showing me. Next we have a collection photo from Vinny. And Vinny, looks like you have more G1 stuff than movie stuff. And that is totally cool. Thanks for showing me anyways. This is still quite a cool collection you have here. And it appears that you have a lot of G1, official vintage G1 stuff, mint in box. And also some reissues. Now the reason I can tell that they're G1 is because I see the foam. I see the foam tray that a lot of these characters come in. And I'm just really impressed that a lot of these G1 vintage toys are kept in such good condition. So really, really good on you for that. And finally, the last collection photos come from Wayne. And Wayne tweeted these photos to me, and it looks like that you have a lot of your toys mint in package and mint in box, which is highly impressive because Well, how do you refrain from opening these guys up? Well, a lot of people say that, you know, your Transformers need to be taken out of the box and transformed, but you know what? I respect the way anybody likes to collect their collection in their own particular style. If you want to display your stuff, or if you want to buy two of the same kind so you can have your stuff, one transformed and one in robot mode, you know, by all means do that. And if you want your stuff displayed all in box, I totally respect that, because they look great in the boxes and it shows that you have some sort of discipline and you appreciate them as a very collectible item. So that's really cool, and I think that you did a great job in not opening these guys up, because I would have cracked these guys open as soon as I have more shelf space. Thanks for showing me these collections, Vinny, Edwin, and Wayne. Now the final thing that I want to talk about is that nobody knows anything about the story. They've been really vague about it. The only thing that Michael Bay and the production have been giving us is character photos, but not just character photos, but character photos in the form of vehicles. But he doesn't exactly tell us who they are. What do we really know about the story? Not a whole lot. And there's been a lot of speculation, and it's always fun to speculate. They've also mentioned that there's going to be a bigger threat from space that's on its way to Earth. That could be Unicron, and it also involves scientists kind of reverse engineering Transformer technology and seeing what they could do with it. And there's also going to be some sort of human villain in this movie. Now, I think that the story for a movie in general is the most significant part about a movie. Then next comes the characters, then afterwards comes all the action and all the visual stuff. All the action and all the visual effects mean nothing if you don't have a good story. Now, Transformers films from Michael Bay aren't really known for really great stories, but still, he has to come up with a story to make this movie work. So, I want to ask you guys, Ragin Nation, my viewers, my audience, what do you guys think is the story for Transformers 4? Why don't you guys speculate for me and let me know down in the comments section below what you think is going to be happening in Transformers 4. Now, this is going to be a bit of a contest. If a lot of people like your story idea, by all means, give it a thumbs up if you think it's very interesting and unique. I'm also going to give you a thumbs up as well. And whoever has a top comment and the most thumbs up for your story idea wins a prize. Now, this contest is available to everybody. All you got to do is be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheRaginNation. Subscribe and be eligible for this contest. And the prize isn't anything too big, but it's something that I do want to give away. And what it is a Transformers prize package. What you get here is this little card from SavCon. That would be Savannah, Georgia's very first Transformers convention, which I attended last year, and it is of Optimus Prime, otherwise known as Superfire Convoy, from the Transformers 2000, or otherwise known as Robots in Disguise series. Optimus Prime, signed by Neil Kaplan himself, and that would be the voice of this version of Optimus Prime. And also, Ages 3 and Up gave me these exclusive Transformers catalogs, and these are only available from China and Hong Kong, and the reason why is because it's in Chinese. This is the Hunt for Decepticons catalog, and this is the Transformers Dark of the Moon catalog in 3D, and it comes with a pair of 3D glasses. So this is the prize pack for this contest. Let me know in the comment section below what your story idea is for Transformers 4. Let the speculating begin. The contest deadline is when I upload update number 34. There's update number 32, so we got 2 videos to go before we get to 34. And there you have it. Thanks for watching this video. It has been a long time since I posted a video like this, but I really appreciate your patience. A lot has been going on, therefore I had a lot to talk about. And if you want to talk more about Transformers 4, like the Ragin Nation Facebook page, because we're always talking about Transformers 4 and we're speculating amongst other Transformers fans. And also, if you want to chat with me directly, follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. Don't forget to hit the like button, and also be sure to subscribe, because this is your #1 stop for Transformers 4 information on all the updates and news for what's going on with the production. I appreciate all of you guys watching my videos, and I'm out of here. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Toy head,
yeah,
but the face is the Red Alert face.
Whoa!
So it is actually a different face, but very hard to see.
That is very